As you all know, 5 of this book is up for grabs as Christmas and New Year gifts for 5 people who follow 5 simple prompts. The first prompt, be intentional about reading the book. That's just it. Second, share the link on how the book can be gotten on all your platforms. Third, follow me on all my social media platforms. And fourth, indicate that you have done the 3 things above. And fifth, it's done. You get your ebook as expected. Oh, for him, watch out for him next year. I think something huge is coming from his own ends as regarding Christendom in Nigeria. And with that, we are going to be reviewing a very interesting movie by Tyler Perry, The 688. I told you guys from Beauty in Black, when Tyler Perry drops a movie, he takes his time, he does a lot of research, and gets the job done. This is one movie that I didn't see his name plastered over everywhere, and I think he did that solely for the reasons that he is giving flowers to whom flowers were due and well deserved. This actually is the 6888. The 6888 are numbers assigned to the battalion, the 6888, which was a all-female black or African American and colored ladies, commanded by ladies, dominated by ladies, and that is just it. Now, these women from the battalion 6888 were very instrumental in the success of the Second World War. Many people ask, how is that possible? Did they fight? Let me explain what happens. So, during war, communication between troops and family is very important for morale boosting. Now, during the World War II, for reasons best known to commands, mailing became slowed and they prioritized other things. This created a major backlog for the mails. Now, communication has been broken between troops and their loved ones and families. Now, families can't know if their loved ones, brothers, husbands, and fathers are still alive in the war, or if they are dead. So there's a lot of not trauma per se, but there's a lot of fear going on back home. Meanwhile, troops don't know the updates going on with their families and loved ones because they can't hear or they can't receive any letter from them. Now, during this time, it was basically letter writing, so the mails had to be hand-delivered, sorted and hand-delivered. And when this backlog was created, a lady contacted the then president's wife, which was a Roosevelt, and she was instrumental in making the 6888 battalion tasked in making sure that mails were delivered, especially all the backlogs. And it came with its own challenges because they were all African American ladies, and by then they still had racism still lingering around the environment or within the country. So they were not really welcomed into the space. Courageously, they went in and they did a good job. Even whilst doing the good job, they were still faced with challenges. First and foremost, they were females. Secondly, they were females of color or women of color, which was something else back then. And despite the challenges, like I said, they did a good job by sorting and delivering more than 17 million backlogged mails in the course of 3 months, working 24 hours a day. That was highly impressive. And that boosted the morale so much, and you see a lot of it in the movie, by how the troops became very motivated to fight, thus leading to the victory and all of that. After that also, I think they were sent to, I believe it was France, or I can't remember the country. But again, one of the soldiers from the battalion clearly stated that they were not even, in fact, they were more welcomed in Europe during the war than when they go back home, which is one very erroneous situation that happens to soldiers. When they come back, they are treated as crap, but when they are out there fighting, they are treated as heroes. Very sad story. And again, shout out to Tyler Perry for bringing an opportunity to give flowers to these highly deserving heroes who actually went in there, despite all challenges, did a very good job that helped just boost the morale of both families and troops out there. Very good one for them. And still in the season of giving flowers, AARealZone has been very grateful this year. A lot of things were pushed into play. I wrote and published my very first book titled The Timeline Disaster, as described in the beginning part of this review. And today, like I said, I'm going to be giving flowers to everyone who has been, instrumental and supportive to the AARealZone platform. The flowers are not going to be in chronological order, so please bear with me. If I skip your name, just know that to all my supporters out there, big shout out, big thank you to everybody. Number one, definitely my babe, my Lubov, my wife and all. There is no way she can be given credit. I mean, she's like the first person to like and the first person to view my post, which is so funny. Then we have NFS. He knows himself. We have Glam. Shout out to you. Like big shout out to you, both on Telegram, both on all other platforms. Big shout out to you. Shout out to Wale. Shout out to Kitesh. Shout out to Innocence. Shout out to Poetic. Shout out to Edward, you know yourself too. Shout out to Patrick. Big shout out to Patrick. Shout out to Aisha. She knows herself too. A big shout out to All for One Too Many. They know themselves. Shout out to the whole team. Shout out to AA Goni. Shout out to Napster. Shout out to Taufik. Shout out to this Osita. Shout out to this particular guy. Like I said, I'm going to post his name up here. He actually went a long way, took my business really serious, coming out to share me, contacting me on WhatsApp, sharing me movies, movie names, anime names, mangas that I should read and I should review. Big shout out to you. I really appreciate that effort. I've given a shout out to Kitesh and Wale, very instrumental also in the support of AARealZone. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Betia, Queen B. Shout out to Chi. Also, Chi knows herself too, so big shout out to her. And again, shout out to everybody that take their time to watch the reviews I do, enough to even comment and like and share. Mind-blowing. Shout out to Timur from Russia, Albina, Jana. Shout out to you guys all the way from Russia. Yeah, I was streaming my stuff, watching it, even if it's in English language. And yes, I'm going to do a review in Russian language for Mayor Groom 2, which was a movie this year from Russia. So shout out to them, big shout out. Like I said, to everybody who takes time to listen to all what we say and those who have been supportive in other creative aspects of AARealZone, big shout out to you all. It's not been easy. Those flowers are highly due and deserved. Big shout out. 2025 is going to be dynamic. We are going to be coming up with new concepts, new ideas, and much concepts for consumption. So big shout out. And tell me, do you guys want me to create a website for AARealZone where all this will be posted and hosted? If you do, please indicate in the comment section, and that will be done before this year runs out. I hope I'm not making too much of a brag. Big shout out again. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. Have a nice, wonderful end of year and a beginning of a new year.